Hello, this is Queen Jamila. Hi. All right, I am going to give everybody a few minutes to get in here, and then I will also link this to a post. So just give me a second here because I've got a important discussion for this evening. Hold on a second. All right, guys, I'm here. So I am High Priestess Jamila. I am sorry I can't be on camera right now because I am doing my hair, but I can still get that work done and come and speak to you guys off camera. Okay. So this is actually going to be a listening thing tonight. Um, so I wanted to come and speak to you guys about the spiritual, and it actually should be all of those things, the spiritual, the mental, the physical, the psychological, just basically the reason why his ex has him in bondage. And this is extremely frustrating for the universe and planet Earth because it causes things to be imbalanced. It really does. And so, how many of you women want a man? Okay, and if you're a man, you guys can actually flip this around, or some men want men, but if you're dealing with a woman, this could go hand in hand with women, but women, we're the gatekeepers. So women are more so spiritually inclined. We have much more of a better intuition when it comes to negative spirits. This is the reason why women are able to bring children into this world, because women are actually supposed to teach the men. And, so this has kept all of us in limbo for probably, when they wrote the Bible. Okay. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. When men began to take control and have any power, that is when things got screwed up. All right. Let's say you're a woman and you're in love with a man, and he's got his ex, right? He's got children with the ex. So the ex is considered to be the baby mama, or it could be the ex-wife, or, whatever, she wants to call herself. She has a hex on him. She has him in bondage. She doesn't want him to move on to another woman. She has bound him up. Every woman that he deals with and sleeps with essentially ends up with a curse passed to her, especially if you're a woman that loves a man in this position, okay, in life. And this is a terrible position for a man to be in. If you are a man and you're experiencing this, it is extremely important for you to get these hexes removed from you. Extremely important. Okay. Because now, another thing is that you may have to hex the baby mama. Or if it's the other way around, you may have to hex her, because can be sometimes a hex can be positive, because some people need to be hexed. You heard me? And not hexed in a way where I want you to die or anything like that. Usually when people say they want somebody to die, it's because they want a demon to die. Okay. Because demons and demonic activity and, bondage and the devil is what keeps us caught up in this. But let's say you're in love with him, but the baby mama or the ex has put some kind of hex on them. Hey, Liberty. Hey. Let's say that person has put some kind of hex on them. She don't want them to move on. Okay. She wants them to just be her bitch. You don't move on. You don't have no happiness. And, and men do this too, because I am somebody that has had this done to me. I was single for probably 15 years. I'm not single anymore, obviously. But I was single for 15 years because of this behavior and because of this, hex, so to speak, that was placed on me. And you know what? For years, I didn't realize it because, see, as a woman, you can just be caught up and busy. You working, you're trying to take care of the house, you're trying to do what you got to do, and so on and so forth. So I have firsthand experience at this. But let's say you're in love with a man, and I want to talk strictly about this from both standpoints, but we're going to speak to the women today. A woman that does not allow her baby daddy to move on is a selfish demon, period. And when you're a man and you're caught up in a situation like this, please believe that it's not love. It never was love, and it will never be love. Now, I want men to listen very carefully. If you have a woman like this that you have children with, okay, you've left, she's left for whatever reason, the relationship didn't work out, but she's just bitter for no damn reason at all. She goes to a practitioner, or she's a practitioner herself, because see, you can go and buy those Glade candles at the grocery store, and they actually have candles that you can buy, not just the Glade scented. You can hex somebody with any candle. If you light a candle and you don't even write a petition under it, and you light it with an intent, and you've got things on your mind, sis, you hexing somebody. Okay. But and women can do this very often. But let me tell you what it does, ladies. It fucks your kids' lives up. When men do it, it fucks the kids' lives up. And when women do it, it fucks the kids' lives up. Because guess what? You're hexing that person. You're already creating an imbalance in their life by wanting them to be single. That's an imbalance. Okay? So the appropriate thing to do would be for you to get yourself together, figure out why this situation happened. You don't have to abandon your children, but you just have to have a healthy relationship with your ex to where you're both co-parenting. Okay, this is just a name for what normal people do that have a spiritual and mental concern for their kids. People that actually love their kids. If you've got two people that love their kids, then you don't have nothing to worry about. Now, I will say this, women are the gatekeepers. Yes, they are. There's some women out there that use the children as a pawn. And what those women will be thinking is they will be thinking, well, I'm not going to get any child support if he's with somebody else, which makes no sense. But, fear seems to take over people's minds very easily. So what they will do is they will go and they will say, well, fuck that. And so then if a person says, if you ever say out of your mouth, I don't want my ex to move on, I want them to be alone the rest of their life, nobody's going to want them, you are demonic. You are demonically possessed. Badly. Okay. And demonically possessed means that you're scared. That's typically what manifests when people are under demonic possession. So people say things out of fear. They do things out of fear. So this right here, speaking this can be a hex. See, you don't even have to necessarily light a candle. You can speak a hex and speak it for years and years, and it could come true unless that person is smart and they know what you're doing to them. Okay. I just read a story where the baby mama hexed the ex. She wanted her back child support. So what she did was she hexed him, didn't want him to move on. And, those demonic entities began to contact the current woman that he's dealing with. What ended up happening is that, they still have a relationship, but everything is stagnant. The relationship is very stagnant. And the reason why it's very stagnant is because this man is dealing with these demons that the ex-girlfriend deployed on him to keep him in bondage. Let me say this to y'all. Stop helping demons keep human beings in bondage. They can't take nobody. We don't owe them shit. It's a demon. It's a bad entity, and it's bad. So if you walk away from somebody, and if that's what you do with all of your exes, you walk away and you say, I don't want nobody else to want you, and da da. So you're possessed by a demon. Congratulations. Now you just put that person in bondage. Now let me tell you something. Y'all don't know what reality we may manifest in the next lifetime. You don't know which planet you might come back in. And see, this carries a burden on the soul when you do that. It creates spiritual debt in your life. And see, this is the lifetime that you need to do that, because see, this is why a lot of the twin flames are coming back together, because either it was some Romeo Juliet type of stuff, and they agreed to meet up in the next lifetime when things could be better. Well, things are definitely not better. Things are actually worse. So, when it comes to this type of demonic activity, you have to know that you can't give into it. You have to fight it, because what it's going to do is ruin your children's lives. And these are facts. Usually a woman that is bitter, her children are going to have a fucked up life. For men, they can either end up in jail. For women, they can end up being killed. They can end up having all kinds of stuff, unhappiness, loneliness. And, so right now with this generation, we need to pay attention and take a look at this, because, I do readings all day, every day. That's what I've been doing since I woke up, is readings. And you can see these demonic entities, and you can see, demons. And a demon is an obsession. A demon is something that oppresses. Okay. Somebody that is demonic is somebody that oppresses. Now, we all know that there's witches out there that are demonic. I'm not one of those types of witches. I am a witch of the light, is what I call myself. I am the light, like MC Light. I am the light. Okay. I am the light bearer. I guess you could say, a lot of people would say that I'm Satan. I guess whatever your perception of it is. So what ends up happening is that the kids are messed up. The kids are sitting there witnessing this narcissistic mother. First of all, if you try to keep somebody in bondage for their money, you are hoodwinked and bamboozled. And you know what? The only thing, if you are in that frame of mind, the only people that you are in contact with is demons. Demons can manifest themselves as orishas. They can mimic any deity, and they can also mimic angels. Okay, so you got to check yourself. That's what that hermit card means. Check yourself. You're going to screw up your kids doing that. The kids don't ever witness, seeing two people in love. They don't witness that, so they don't know what love is. There's no deity that actually. Okay, so listen, money is fake, even though I make a lot of money doing what I do, because those are the rules right now. We have to make money. We have to convert our spiritual energy, things that God gave us. We have to convert that into currency so that we can pay for our lives. So when you convert that currency, it turns into the physicality of money. Now, this earth is physical from what we believe. We only see it as physical because of our brain. Everything still comes from the mind. Love is the only thing that is original and real. And when you put money in the place of love, you place everybody in jeopardy. So if you're sitting up here, sis, and you're saying, well, fuck that, I don't want him to move on, I'm going to sue him for child support, and I'm going to take him for everything that he got, you're demonic. What is wrong with you? It didn't work out. Do you like him? No, I don't like him. Do you want to be with him? No, I don't want to be with him. Well, then why would you do that? Because I want revenge and I'm a bitch and I just want to be selfish. Okay. Let me tell you something. You're going to pay for that. You're going to have to pay for that when you pass on through this world. You're going to have to pay for it because the spirits are going to say, what did you do in your lifetime? And you're going to say, well, I placed several people in bondage situation. I consorted with demons to destroy and destruct. And you know what that deity is going to say to you? You could have been experiencing love that whole time, but you were experiencing hate. You were experiencing hardship. You were experiencing heartache. Why did you do that to yourself? Well, I don't know. And then here comes the demon. Well, it's because of me. You know, I told her that it would be a good idea for her to do this, or him. I don't know why she listened, because she didn't listen to her heart. So let me tell you something. When you place your ex under bondage, when you do that, okay, and I'm talking about this is somebody that you've lived with, been in a relationship with, you probably got married to them. A lot of y'all that got married in the church got married to demons. You just didn't know it. If I get married in a church, we gonna light about 100 damn sage and dragon's blood sticks up in that mug. But I would never get married in church. Never. Because it's all, half of y'all gonna end up divorcing, and the next half of y'all are gonna be, well, probably not half. I'd say probably about 10 to 20% of the population actually marries for love. You know what the number one cause of marriage failure is? Finances, which is stupid. But that's okay though, because if you split up with somebody due to finances, you didn't love them anyway. If somebody lost their job, now, if a man is not putting forth the effort to take care of the household, you got to be a woman about yours. I can't get him to do nothing. Well, you got to go to work. He's got some spirits on him. See, a lot of women can be so oppressed to where they won't even realize this. They won't even realize their own power. And then at the end of the day, some of y'all just ain't meant to be with that person. Period. Just because you have a baby with somebody does not mean that it is meant for you to be with that person the rest of your life. A lot of men and a lot of women. And you know what? I've seen cases of, where I've had clients that the ex didn't want them, but he or she just didn't want nobody else to have them. Now tell me that that is not demonic. If you take love from your ex and you close their heart chakra, you are responsible for possibly ending their life. Everybody is deserving of love. Everybody. And when you take that away, God will strike you down with a sword. Do y'all understand me about this? I've been sitting here thinking about this, talking about this for the past 4 hours. So it ain't white supremacy. It's nothing to do with that. That's just a distraction. Okay, we ain't even gonna talk about that. We're talking about what is happening spiritually, because guess what? This happens to white people too. This happens to Indian people. This happens to Haitian people. This happens to African people. So this is the level that these demonic entities are working on at this point. And you have to understand that. Hit the thumbs up, guys. Got 9 people in here watching, because we're going to dig deep up in y'all root chakra tonight, baby. Because I swear y'all, I am on fire. I'm over here converting and transmuting all kind of negative energy. Oh, yeah. Okay. And then let me tell you something. The war is almost over for some of y'all. Some of y'all are at different phases of your life. If you are a woman that left a man, and ever since you left him, You left them. And you know what? Let me tell you something. Sometimes it ain't the right thing to do to just leave him. Now, if he's beating the crap out of you and about to kill you, I've actually seen women go to spiritualists about that. I didn't do that. Okay. I probably could have stopped him from doing that to me, but I just moved on because I knew it wasn't meant to be. I knew I wasn't in love with him. Okay. I knew I knew that wasn't it. I was like, nah, that ain't it. When how Cat Smith, not Cat Smith, Cat Williams. Cat Williams will hold his head to the side. Nah, we not gonna do that today, baby. Okay. So when you have a man that won't let go, then you never move forward. And some of these men will have such a hex over you that you'll become a slut. After a man hurts you or you leave him and he puts some of that stuff on you and you don't understand yourself as a woman and you just out here possessed by demons and going crazy because he don't want you to be the type of woman for no other man. He wants to sully your reputation. He wants to sully your life. And some women are actually weak enough to fall for it. Okay, as soon as they husband leave them or they man leave them, and then the oppressive spirit comes in and say, well, he left you because you're not sexy or y'all not. No. And so what women will do is they will either, number one, become hermits and give up on love. Okay. Number two, they might become at the other end of that spectrum, which is a total slut. Okay. And this is somebody that just goes around, they're just like, screw it. But see what you don't understand is that there's somebody there that loves you and you're hurting that person. You're hurting them. And they can choose to allow you to hurt them or not. It is a choice. I personally would take the choice to go through the pain than to give up on somebody that I love. This is how I am. I'd rather go through the pain. If it's somebody that I love, I'm going to fight for them for a million years. So that's how you kind of knew that your spirit was not awakened at that time, women. It's a different story sometimes for women. For men, the same thing can happen, in particular with a woman that does not know anything about love. Love is money to her. Love is, and yeah, of course, women like to be spoiled, but see, Venus is speaking to all of us right now. Venus, the planet. That's why I think they said Venus was no, that was Saturn. They said was getting closer. Venus gonna end up getting closer to Earth like that. And of course, we can see Venus from Earth. We have to look through a telescope. It's very interesting. If you go on YouTube, you can look that up. The different planets from Earth with a telescope. And and what Venus is saying to us is that love is love and money is money. Now, for me, and I've seen many women do this, maybe it was the women that I was around. I'm going to give y'all a perfect example. My aunt, who was married into my family, she's with my uncle. My uncle had a problem with being an alcoholic. He ended up staying home. That woman worked for 20 years and took care of the family. How many of you women would do that? There's a lot of women that are doing that. However, I think that it's easier to keep a man in that way because as a woman, you definitely do have the power to banish these demons because the reason why he was where he was at, and then I'm not even going to get into her intent. But there are some women, that's a bad example. Let's go to my great grandmother, Big Mama. Her name is Mineola. My grandfather, okay, my great grandfather went to the war and lost both of his legs. So this is a mother. Think how many kids is she? She had 2 children with him. Yep, she had 2. My aunt who's still alive and my uncle. He passed on. Rest in peace, uncle. Cause his spirit just came up. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I'm a psychic medium, so my uncle is hugging me and stuff. So give me a second, because he was really. I mean, he reminded me of Santa Claus. It was so weird. Okay. Anyway, my great grandmother took care of my great grandfather, and I am very close to my great grandmother, to my big mama. And you know what? I don't commune with her enough. She's asking me why you don't talk to me that much. Anyway, she took care of that man, with no legs. Of course, he couldn't work, he couldn't take care of himself, but she took care of him in every way possible. Probably still had sex with him, okay, for years and years until he passed on. That's love. Somebody that's going to get up and walk out on you and leave you when you don't have no legs to stand on, that's not somebody that loves you. So why would you put yourself in bondage? Let me tell you something. When you put somebody else in bondage, you place yourself in bondage. Okay. And this can happen for years and years. So you are choosing to be miserable, and nobody has to go for that. Now, I have had several cases, like I said, where you guys know that I work on folks and they exes. Y'all know because I've been talking about this for years. And, that oppressive spirit that wants to prevent them from moving on, which, I mean, you take love out of somebody's life and you take their life. There is no life without love. Okay. Now, those of you that are saying to yourselves, well, I don't, I'd rather be alone. I don't care. You're just broken into pieces. You're fragmented, and you're fragmented spiritually. You have to understand that what you do to other people, you do to yourself. God does not like money. Did y'all know that? This is why a lot of the pastors of the $1 million churches, they don't have a lot of money. Now, it depends on what you've been promised in the spirit. It really depends, but God does understand that what we are doing, that's why they call money evil. Because technically what your man is supposed to do is he's supposed to build you a nice house. Some people fault each other over land that is by the river or the lake or the ocean. This is why there's so many, bad energies over there. You know, especially over in California, people that, the spirits, it's an all out war over oceanfront, lakefront, riverfront property. Okay. Also over water signs too, because, as humans, we naturally gravitate towards water. Okay. That's why people want to live in California. That's why people want to live in Florida. People want to live on the coast somewhere near the water. Okay. Now there's some people that desire to not live near the water. That's those people's choices. You're supposed to live wherever makes you feel comfortable. My point of that I'm saying, because I'm getting off the subject. Hold on a minute. Okay, guys, I'm back. Technically, your man is supposed to build you a house and y'all live in it and you hunt and do what you got to do. There's not supposed to be cars. There's not supposed to be planes. There's not supposed to be grocery stores. All of these things are modern day conveniences that we like them, but see, we've gotten out of touch with nature. So now, if you had a lazy man that was sick and lazy and he couldn't build a house for you, then probably what you would do, a lot of the medicine women, they just healed those men. Women have a natural healing ability within them. Okay. Some of us do, not all of us, because some of it has been ripped out of you, literally. Okay. That's when you sell yourself out. That's when you don't have any power over yourself and you don't have any power over your own powers. Okay. Someone else is controlling them for you. We do have dark overlords and entities. Hell, it's a couple of them hanging outside my window. Hello, I don't give a shit. Your world is your world, and we are all given grace by God to not have to be oppressed by these demons. To be honest with you, the demons moved on a long time ago when slavery ended with Black people. That demon ain't even on this planet, but it's still in our minds, in the way that we think, with the imprisoning of people. Y'all know them damn demons ain't even here no more. They not even here no more, but it's our mind that's doing it, which does have something to do with white supremacy, but there is no white supremacy because white people have been slaves. The Indian people have been slaves. We've all been a slave. Every race has been a slave. Okay, for some reason, a lot of Black people, though, they can't shake it. And then a lot of white people. There's people right now that are being sold. Right now, they're still selling people into sex slavery, forced labor. It's still happening. Okay, but if you do live in America, presumably now there is the state of mind of this. And so if you are a Black person that's in that state of mind, 9 times out of 10, you're going to attract that energy to you. Okay. Now, we're also reincarnated beings as well. So whatever you were in the previous life could be affecting this current one, which, baby, let me tell you something. You don't fit in. Okay. They don't fit in. Okay. I'm sorry. You're not living in that lifetime anymore. You're living in a totally different existence. Okay. In fact, it never was like that from the beginning. So this is something that is old, but very new to the human population. Now, our star systems up there, they know about this. This is the reason why they brought children into the world. They've been doing it since the 1950s, but it could have been before that, because remember, a lot of people think that everything started with TV. Okay. So TV became very popular, probably around the 50s or 60s. And then that is when humans decided everything that you see on TV is what reality is. So we are taught through the media and TV that this is the way it should be. We're definitely being taught about this crap with the baby daddy trap via the media, which is why you have men on here that will say, oh, you belong to your baby daddy. And it's like, when a woman wants to get away from you, that's all she wants to do is get away from you. Okay. She's decided and made up in her mind that she does not want to be with you anymore. And it's time for you to let go. Now, if it is meant to be with that person, this is why spiritual workers have to be careful. Y'all have to be careful when y'all talking to these folks. You can't sit up there and placate this just because you want some damn money. You got to tell them, look, I'm not going to do any work on this person. You need to move on with your life. It ain't meant for you to be with this person. This is the way men need to be guided spiritually. No, instead, they're guided in the opposite direction. Now, if you are a man that is dealing with a woman that is messed up in the head, it may not ever fix itself because, Again, if it ain't fixed itself after 10 or 15 years, it probably won't. Okay, you are who you are by the age of 25. You can change it when you turn 35, but if you still in that frame of mind when you're 45, you might. There's a lot of people that change late in life though, okay? If you are a man that is caught up in that though, you have to be able to recognize that. And there are a lot of men that absolutely do recognize this, which is why there's a lot of men that speak about this. But if you are a man that has a baby mama like this, okay, I've dealt with men that had baby mamas that, you know, are trying to do work to make you about that person, but it can backfire on you and make you lose your memory, make you lose your train of thought. Okay. So any kind of work that you're doing on somebody, if you're not doing work on somebody because you love them and you're only doing it because you are afraid that you won't survive, okay, then you're not experiencing love, you're not experiencing heaven, you're experiencing hell. A lot of y'all women got these men that are caught up. You're right, Shante. A lot of these men, a lot of you women have these men that get caught up, and they caught up with the baby mama. They can't get out of it. It's misery for them. Literally like that movie Misery. You know what? I was thinking back. Let me tell you something. A man that is caught up in a hex like that with a woman, and that, that ain't right. But a man that's caught up in a hex like that with a woman he's gonna go towards sex. He's gonna say, well, even though I'm not getting any love from this person, now I've got to go and fulfill my needs. So then what you'll notice is that you'll start to gear towards sex workers. And then this is when spiritual disease will set into your mind, body, and spirit. Okay. This is when that will happen. You'll have a carnal need. Now, if you meet somebody that you actually love, that person's going to have to go through hell. Because you so caught up in this bullshit that you can't see it. And I've had to tell plenty of people during their readings, like, I can see a person in the past that loves you. What happened with that? Or that you're supposed to be with. And you'll be like, well, I don't want to be. Well, you're not making the right decisions anyway. So a lot of people will do stuff. And see, this is what these demons will do. They will oppress you. They will oppress you. I got a couple of them that's trying to oppress me now because I have clients that I'm currently doing unhexing and uncrossing work for them. It is a real trip. It's not your job to necessarily go and ask that person, well, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this? Why don't you just move on with your life? No, that person's not healthy. You still need to do the spiritual work. So I've had women that came to me and they've had to do spiritual work on men that were caught up in this. And the first thing that you need to do is you need to remove that hex. He needs to be cleansed, and you need to hex the bitch. If you are a man and there's a man that's doing this with a woman that you want to be with, you have to hex him. You don't have a choice. If you don't hex him, he's going to keep everything in bondage. Somebody's going to get beat on. Bad things happen. And you have to be able to discern, first of all, if you are experiencing anything else other than heaven and happiness in this lifetime, okay, then you're in hell. And if you don't realize that, you're really in hell. Okay, you're really in hell. Earth is heaven. That's why we've got, animals and fruits and vegetation and water and air to breathe. This is heaven. We're already in heaven. Just depends on how far up you in heaven. Some of y'all are in the lower dimension. Some of y'all are. Okay. Lower dimensional, lower frequency people, they do want help. They're asking for help. They're begging for help. They want the help. Now, let me tell y'all something. Let me talk to Black people real quick. If you are a Black person that went through a negative situation in a relationship with another Black person, and you decide, I'm not ever, I hate Black people, I'm not ever dating a Black person or treating them right, that don't have nothing to do with white supremacy. That has everything to do with your stupidity. Okay? Because let me explain something to you. And I think this is why I didn't get caught up in that. This goes back to the baby mama, baby daddy shit. If I would have stayed with my baby daddy for the past 15 years, I would probably be the same way. I would probably feel like, well, white people are better and I want a white man now. Because I was with this mother effer for 15 years and da 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 da, and I did it for the kids and da 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 da. And it's like, well, but so for me, I didn't stay. I was single. I raised my children and I was single and barely was mingling for real because I was too busy. So I put my love life off to raise my children. But I think that if you are a Black person that thinks of yourself like that, you just got bamboozled. You just stayed in a miserable relationship. So this is why I still have hope, love, and all of that, because I didn't stay with him because I knew exactly what he was. My family knew what he was. My family warned me of what he was going to do, and he did exactly that. He tried to afflict me even though we weren't together. Okay? Even though there was nothing going on. He wanted me single. He wanted me alone because he was possessed by demons. He tried to place me under possession of demons. He's not able to do that. But a lot of y'all are. That's why a lot of y'all women are single. Okay? And it's not about what the hell somebody wrote in a book. It's about what your spirits are telling you. Your spirit should be telling you and guiding you and saying, what are you doing? Why are you doing this with your life? There's a lot of people that will ruin their entire lifetime and the lifetimes of children, which is why there's so many children that have generational hexes. 40, 50, and 60-year-old children. Okay? 20-year-old children. Okay? You got to get it together. You got to learn how to let go. Period. When you let go, that's when real love will come into your life. Some of y'all already done met people that you know is real love, but you shucking and jiving and running around here doing the fool. Okay, you're confused. At the end of the day, if you do find somebody, and especially if it's your twin flame or your soulmate. So let's talk about twin flames and soulmates for a minute. There are a lot of people like myself. The reason why I broke up with the ex is because, number one, it was very dangerous. He had a drug addiction that I later found out about, really bad drug addiction. but it was meant for me to love somebody else. It was meant for me to reunite with my twin flame. These are divine lovers that God will bring together by any means necessary. I don't care if it's all the way at the end of their damn lives. That is what God wants to do. Those two spirits are going to emerge, or they're going to merge together. They're already merged. So that's the reason why, is because, you should be looking for your twin flame. You're lost. Okay. That's what you should be doing. Looking for your soulmate, twin flame, whatever you want to call it. If it didn't work out with that person, but there's a lot of people that are not divinely connected. They've been disconnected. They're affected by the narcissist demon. Now, the narcissist demon has a lot to do with this. Okay. Now, women, when you're dealing with a man that's in bondage by his baby mama or his mama, baby mama, aka mama, if he's in bondage, okay, the work that you do, it ain't gonna happen overnight. The work that you have to do on that man ain't gonna happen overnight. In fact, until you remove the hex, until it's all the way gone, that is essentially what you're going to have to deal with. Okay, when you're in this situation. Okay, so I've got folks right now that are BFFs with my baby daddy, my ex, who I'll never be with again, ever, ever. So, that's when you got to invoke Lilith and say, Lilith, Adam is stalking me. What's going on? A lot of men that hold on to miserable relationships with their baby daddy, they under that curse of Adam too. Okay. Curse of Adam and Lilith is what we'll call it. Okay. It's called the curse of Adam and Lilith is what I call it. And men can be caught up. Women can be caught up in that. And you running around here, I just want to make his life miserable. Well, where's your creativity at? You ever tap into that? That's when you the Five of Pentacles as a woman, because your creativity is tapped and you believe in your heart that trying to do harm to this man is what you're supposed to be doing, but you're doing harm to your children. This is the reason why my children are happy. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't do that, because I know what it is. But there's a lot of people that are lost in their mind. They can't get out of it. It's so sad. It's so very, very sad. Misery loves company. So if you're a man that wants to do right by your children, you're not going to stay just like a woman. The same rules go for you. If you really love your children, you're not going to stay in a bad situation. You're not going to keep your children around all that misery. And if it ain't meant to be, it just ain't damn meant to be. Okay, that's what I tell my ex. Look, it just wasn't meant to be. You can tell he didn't spark no kind of kundalini or nothing. He had nothing to do with that. Okay, he was strictly there to oppress. In a lot of ways, your baby daddy or your baby mama is a handler for the damn demon. If you recognize that somebody like your baby mama, your baby daddy is demon possessed, then you should be in a position at that point to take custody of your kids, because what will happen is that your daughters will end up being whores and your sons will end up being He whores. Being a whore is miserable. Period. You're mocking God is what you're doing. And God don't like it. So if you are a woman, I do offer work for this. You have to remove the hex that was placed on him. If you're a man that's dealing with this, you have to remove the hex that was placed on her. Men need to start being spiritually smarter and quit being codependent. A lot of men will stay in that bondage, keep the bondage going, and then the women that are subsequent to that woman, they're going to suffer because of it. If somebody really loves your stinking self, because you stink right now, okay? If a woman really loves you, she going to do that work on you. And if a man really loves you, he's going to get that work done. But men need spiritual guidance, because what y'all will do is y'all will go and you will create a bigger problem by putting her in bondage. So the same damn demon that got you where you at will put that woman in bondage and will create misery. If you gonna love her, then love her. What's up, Melissa? Shantae said my ex new girlfriend was doing black magic on me and us, and it didn't end well for her. Okay, well, you know what? That is a different story. Okay, if you're still with somebody and somebody does that, and if it didn't end well for her, that meant that she was not meant to be with whoever you're talking about. Okay, that's what that meant. But Shantae, I can tell that you got a little bit of demon in there, because you said my ex new girlfriend. Okay, now that's stupid. Hold on, I didn't read that. If your ex's new girlfriend is doing work on you, that is wrong. Now, if you were doing work on him to keep him in bondage, then yeah, she should do work. She should do work, because you said that's your ex. Why she would be doing black magic, I have no idea. That's weird, because if he's moving on to you, or if he's moving on to her, why would she need to do black magic? Okay, so it would depend. It would really depend. Every story is different. But in your case, it seems like, I mean, it's got to be an intent for that. Like, you know, I know that I had to do work on a client. I had to do work for a client of mine, and she was with this guy that had a baby mama, and the baby mama was one of those spiritually inept people that didn't want him to move on. So what her spirits were doing was they were attacking my client, you know, in and out of when this man was with her, or whether or not he was either with her the times that he was with her or the times that he was apart from her. You know, she was using black magic on my client because she didn't want him to move on. So what I had to do was I had to hex her. Okay. I had to hex her, do a reversal, and I had to do all kind of, you know, love work and hex breakers and uncrossings from him. And it was just like, God, it was, oh my God. That was one of the worst cases that I have ever had, because not only that, the relationship was so toxic. They had a lot of trauma bonding. He had problems. She had problems, generational curses. I had to do a generational curse remover on him for her. And you know what a curse is? A curse is when you realize the truth of yourself, and sometimes that shit can hurt. So that's why a lot of people avoid the truth. What did I do? You know, demons will do that to you. And we will use demons as an excuse, but I'm sorry, in 2019 and in 2020, oh shit, 2020 gonna be the year of karma. Okay, this is the year of completion. The cycle is ending. It is 2019. 2 plus 1 is 3 plus, okay, so this year reduces to the number 3. And then also this year represents the number 10. So there's a cycle that is completing with this year. Next year is going to be a lot of people that are going to be hexed. I don't just go and do hexes on innocent people. This woman literally was attacking her out of jealousy. She just wanted to attack her. Because evidently she felt like he had upgraded or something. It's like, yeah, but you don't want him anyway, sis. That's what I used to say to her, Candle. You don't want him anyway, sis. What you doing? And this woman loves him. This woman paid me $5,000 total. All of because it is expensive. The work I had to do on him totaled her $5,000. Now they together. The baby mama done moved on. She moved on thanks to that hex that I put on her. And now everything is balanced and the kids are getting along. He done had a new baby with her. She done had new children. They done started businesses. Everybody got money now. This curse keeps you broke. It keeps you broke too. Hold on. It causes stagnation. There are a lot of people that are meant to create dreams together, but there's a lot of people that are meant to do nothing but create a nightmare for each other and their children. And if you don't do it for your damn self, think about your children. Think about your children. Let me get into a story about myself. My ex broke up with him. He found somebody else. I met her and everything. Hey, how you doing? You know, I'm one of those type of people. You know that a year later that heifer had one of her kids push my daughter in front of a car because she was jealous that I had 2 children by a man that never helped, but that's okay because I took care of my babies myself. She damn near killed my oldest daughter who's still alive, and both of my daughters are gorgeous, both of them, but I almost killed my child. She looked just like me. She was jealous of me. She tried to kill that child out of jealousy. Very demonic woman. She kept having miscarriage after miscarriage, but that's because she was doing the same drug as him. She was smoking wet. So that's why she kept miscarrying her children. She tried to kill my child. You know, people that smoke that drug will harm kids. That's one of the reasons why they tried to lie and say that I did it, because they had this whole campaign. Y'all know I'm a witch. I'm a bad bitch. You know, if CPS came to my house right now, because y'all know that I had that going on for 4 years. It was something that trickled down from my ex. See what I'm saying? So you got to understand what you're doing. And there is nothing worse than, oh my goodness. There is nothing worse than doing that to another person. You're going to have to pay for it. You're paying for it now. He's paying for it. Now, I personally think that my ex, sometimes I think that he's legitimately mentally retarded. But it's not necessarily, when we call people mentally retarded, we're actually calling them spiritually retarded, because they need to open up their third eye so that they can see what the hell they're doing. See, I'm strong enough for the both of us. So that's why both of my daughters are doing great. Okay, because he don't have the capability of protecting the kids and nothing like that, because he's too busy trying to be up my butt and figure out what I'm doing. Okay, and these are facts. Instead of going on with his life, getting with demonic, stupid women that will never compare to me. He's told me that. I can't find no woman like you. You the best thing I ever had. That's why he asked me to marry him. Okay, and I've been fighting that ever since. I got engaged to him years ago, and I called off the engagement. Okay, so I stood him up at the altar, and he's still very, 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 very bitter about that. But the reason why is because he's under demonic possession. Which is why he did the things that he did, which is why he, runs around behind my back and does stupid stuff. And, look, I do work, okay? I got all my enemies where I need them. All my enemies are binded. None of their intent will ever manifest in my life. Not in my real life. There's a difference between something fake and something real. So in my real life, my ex ain't doing nothing but making himself look like a fool. Okay? And his agents, they all look foolish. Okay? Oh yeah, that's probably Hecate then, Rainbow Raspity. Hey Rainbow, how you doing? So it's time to start living life. Okay, be where you're happy. And you know how you can tell? Let me tell y'all something. I'm a practitioner, but do you know that I have never hooked up with a man by doing a love spell on him? He has either just asked me out or I asked him out. That's how you know when it's real. You don't have to do no love spell on nobody initially, and you just fall in love with that person naturally. Now you can use spell work to keep that person, especially if it's some unforeseen circumstance. Because there's this debate, I guess, in the spiritual community about that, as far as like with being with someone, and is it real if you do love work on them? I think it's real if you met that person kind of randomly and it's just kind of meant to be. Okay, so there's no arguing with that. Now, if you do a bunch of love spells on somebody, and you know what? It depends. Love spells can sometimes produce real love. Depends. It really does. But I think that you have to know what's in your heart to judge the situation. If you do a love spell on somebody and you're not happy with them, they don't make you happy, they don't make you feel at peace. And I'm talking about them. Okay? Because any man that's dealing with me, I'm going to make you happy and make you feel at peace. And I can cook. Okay? So I don't have that problem. And I don't keep men that don't want to be kept either. But there's a lot of good women out there that are going through this because many, many different reasons. Sometimes drug addiction, narcissism, all those things are affecting us at all times simultaneously. That's the whole point of us being in the age of Aquarius. Okay? Stop getting mad at people and start facing the demons. You curse the state of Florida? Dang, Rainbow. You know what? Florida is cursed. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Speaking of that, Rainbow Raspity, when we had that Hurricane Irma, when those millions of people, or thousands, I think it was a bunch of people that came over to Atlanta, oh my God. It was nothing but fear, 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 fear. Woo, it was a lot. Good Lord. I was like, what in the world? I could feel those people driving in on the highway. You're on the highway, you're in Georgia, and you're safe away from the storm. Why are you still scared again? Oh, okay, you may be scared that you're going to lose your home. Understandable. But do you not realize that home can be replaced and your life can't be? So when it comes to real love, you got to understand that sometimes them physical items, you got to learn to throw that shit away. Somebody that I love, and I'll never be homeless. That ain't gonna happen. I'm too graced by my spirits. But if it's some kind of storm that's coming for you like that, and yeah, I think the reason why a lot of those states that are by the water are cursed is because they trying to push people out. Yeah, yeah. Hurricane Irma was a bitch, wasn't she? So you got to fight that demon and say, look, I'm not going to let you do this. Especially if it's a man or a woman that you love, you can recognize it. Different people are affected in different ways. That's just like with me, I'm a Cancer. So I always stay true to my heart, no matter what, right? I've got Gemini in my chart in like 3 different places. So it can be easy to get caught up in that and not think and have like your mind will kind of be up and down. So a lot of people got to learn how to ground themselves. A lot of people got to learn how to face the lion. We just had Lionsgate yesterday. You got to face the lion. You can't sit up there and go, oh, well, I'm just going to conform and I'm just, okay, you my baby daddy. You don't want me to move on ever? Nah. I don't want you to ever have sex again. In fact, well, that's probably dangerous for my heart chakra. And that's why a lot of women that haven't had sex in a while, when you do have sex, immediately all of your kundalini starts to rush to your heart chakra, your throat chakra, and it feels weird when it opens up, but it's really, really weird. But it's really, really necessary, and it starts to deliver oxygen and you said what, sir? So my ex has been living in a hex. It's nothing that he can do about it, nothing that anybody else can do about it. He has to move on with his life because he's not going to kill me. Oh, you trying to kill me? And what is this? Some sort of slow kill or something? Soft kill? When it comes to my needs are going to be met all day, every day, no matter what that fool says or does, no matter who he sends. It ain't nothing he can do about it. Okay? It gives my ex a satisfaction to think that I am alone, and I'm not. Actually, I never have been. When it comes to spiritually, I always had my spirit guides right next to me. So, and my ex actually told me the last time I spoke to him, which is why his number is blocked. He's so unstable that he always has a new phone number that he calls me from. There's nothing that he can do as long as you do the spiritual work. All of them are binded. All of them have been hexed. Period. Oh, what's the hex? The hex is that it's time for you to move on. Oh, how am I going to do that? Well, you can start by getting yourself some spiritual help. Go cleanse yourself or something in the Lake of Winnetonka or something, fool. You're not going to get nothing here. You see what I'm saying? So, because my ex got agents. It's so funny. They're just, I think my ex tried to, hoodoo and witchcraft and all that don't work, especially when you're dealing with another witch. A witch is going to get hers. A witch is going to go get it. My ex has also tried to, put poverty on me and things like that. And my spirits, they like, ain't having it. Ain't gonna never have it. What you doing, buddy? In fact, when my spirits, because right now my spirits are cutting people the fuck up. Oh, they burning. They burning. I got some of that liquid fire. Ooh, they on fire and they mad. You see what I'm saying? But see, what that means is go get in the bathtub, go cool it out, and keep it moving. Okay? Because even witches can be hexed. What's your thought on huge age gaps? Michael is 55 and I'll be 22 on the 29th. Well, it's nothing wrong with dating an older man. Nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with dating an older man. It's not very common. It's not very common though. I mean, a lot of times women will date an older man to have like a sugar daddy. People are at different phases. Um people have different goals that they're achieving at different times. So if you love him, then you should be with him. Don't matter what his age is. Okay, I say go for it and I'll dance at your wedding. Just don't get married in a church because I don't go in churches. I was thinking about doing a reading on the Vatican. You know, all those dead bones and stuff was found under there. These people are crazy. Okay, they just don't know no better. A lot of humans just don't know no better. When you know better, you'll do better. That's what I always tell my ex, because it ain't gonna happen. Not with any of my exes. Not with any of them. If you're an ex, you're an ex, and that's where you're gonna stay. And if I'm not interested in being with you, I'm not gonna do it. If I didn't even go and conform and be with a man that I had children with, what made you think I was gonna conform and be with you? Okay. So that's why everybody always calls me a bitch. But I'm a good bitch, though. I'm a strong bitch. Okay. You just glad he's circumcised. I heard that. I heard that Rainbow Raspity. Put that shit on him. Sometimes the truth will hit your enemies in the damn face. That's how you kill demons, is with love and truth. Got to kill those demons, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a man that's doing that with his ex-girlfriend or his baby mama, go get that work done. All it takes is a ritual. And if you are a spiritualist, stop trying to fake and act in public and paying people and doing all this stuff to try to make it look like you got any control. It's a lot of spiritualists that will do that. I'm dealing with them right now, and they're total frauds. Okay. In fact, it's all just a game. It's a moon attack. They threatening people. You know, my spirits just laugh because you can't hurt nobody. You can't hurt my children. You can't hurt me, baby. Thinking about sending him something. How can I connect with his thoughts and know what he's dealing with? Liberty, all you got to do is ask for a reading. I can look in somebody's head. I can always tell what somebody is thinking, even as they're doing something. I can throw my cards and I'll be like, because understanding is everything. Understanding and discernment kills fear. When you understand the situation that you're looking at, then what you got to be scared for? What you got to be upset for? Okay. You need it tonight. I'm going to be up for a minute doing my hair because I think y'all going to love my hair color. I'm about to be looking like a mermaid up in here. I think y'all going to like it. So I'll be up for hours doing my hair. I don't think it's necessarily going to take hours. I just got to get on the ball and do it. I'm doing it right now, actually. So that's why I'm not on camera. Jay. So yeah. And psychic attacks and all of that. I think I got psychically attacked a little bit earlier today. I did an exorcism. I'm a sage the house later. Boy, they're going to be mad. So sometimes your ex is demonic, you know, And okay, so let me tell you something. When the demon is dead, because that demon is dead, there's a lot of people that want to capitalize off of that demon. That demon ain't gonna pay you nothing because that demon is already destroyed, and so are they. So that's why they mad and they angry. Okay. So, oh yeah, your ex will attack the kids. They'll attack their own kids. Just be a woman about yours. Get you a sage stick if it gets so bad, to where you need to come and see a spiritualist and a healer. You guys know where I'm at. Because what they do is they'll attack the kids and stuff. And so I had to run a damn demon out of here today. Get out of here. That's cool. Are you getting a reading, Liberty? Because you can get a 30-minute reading for 33. If you want to send me 40, though, you can. All right, that's cool. You can send it to my PayPal, and then I'll send you my booking link. Yep, you can get it tonight, sweetie. I can do it tonight for you. What I want to tell y'all is that everything's going to be okay, especially when you're in love with somebody. I'd have had people just very upset, like my twin flame, and I know I love him, and I just, everything about him, I just love him so much, and the baby mama or the ex is doing something, and I can't control it. But you got to get that work done. Okay, because I hex, a woman or a man like that deserves to be hexed. They're already hexed, and maybe they not hexed enough. Then we can put them in bondage where they like to be, bind them. As long as bindings are okay, you're actually not supposed to be binding nobody. But if you're binding somebody from doing harm to you, that's okay. If you're binding somebody from trying to control you or mess with your will, that's okay. If you're trying to bind somebody from moving ahead spiritually, if you're trying to bind somebody from doing the spiritual work that they're supposed to be doing, if you're trying to bind somebody from living, if you're trying to bind those things don't work. They never do. That's why I'm in business right now, and I'm going to be in business. It'll probably be a couple of several generations from now. We'll still have, because I'm passing this down to my kids and my kids' kids, and I'll make sure of it. In fact, I'll still be here. Yeah, my readings are done over the phone. So, guys, know what you're dealing with. Stop getting mad at people. Stop saying things like, well, the world is bad. Yeah, but I mean, you don't have to succumb to the bad world. That's just like there's a demon of poverty that causes things to happen to people and bad stuff. In fact, I had a stalker that was stalking me. He was actually working for my ex and family members and my mother and doing her bidding, and he ended up homeless. Yeah, you needed to be homeless. You know why? Because you were trying to bind my will and my destiny, and you can't do that because I was doing that work. Now, whatever happened to him simultaneously, I didn't have an intent to do that, but if that's what spirits had to do with you, then baby, you can't do nothing but blame yourself because you shouldn't have got construed with those people. So, in fact, I didn't hex him at all. The people that he was doing the dirty work for, those were the people that hexed him. I just protected myself. Okay. So, don't ever think that that demon is beating me either. There's a campaign right now in which people are being threatened because people have certain people's addresses. So they know that they can control them because their family has been threatened. So they have to do certain stuff. Don't believe that stuff 1 minute. Okay? Don't believe any of it for 5 seconds when it comes to me. It's a moon attack, and if you go to that spiritualist, that person ain't gonna do nothing but put you in bondage. In fact, there are some spiritualists that should not be doing love work at all because they don't know what love is. And they always talking about love, love, love. I'm sorry, hun. You have no idea what love is. I've had to remove hexes from several different clients throughout the years from where they went to the wrong spiritualist. So don't fall for the okie doke. That's a fake spiritualist. That person, if you wanna hire somebody to go around and lie and create negative karma for you, then you go to that person. And y'all know who I'm talking about, that chick Tina. And she's a total fraud. She working for an enemy that will and is in flames in hell. The bowels of hell, where it stinks bad. Okay?
Oh my God.
That person is burning in an eternal fire. The demon is. And that person wants to placate the demon. Okay, well then you'll suffer too. That's why you're so angry. And she gonna keep being angry at me and upset as long as she tries to override my will. And then another thing I want to say to y'all, so y'all can know right now, she can't never break me up from nobody, and she can't take no love out of my life, not in real life. Because whoever I'm with, whoever I chose, he's still with me. Facts. Okay. So y'all got to understand that there's a lot of people that would rather they would rather deal with fake than the real, because it's easier to lie to yourself and lie to other people. Evidently, for some people. For me, I'm just a very honest person. So, you know, and I know that that person will learn their lesson. My job is to keep my vibrations up and to not let it bother me, especially when I got so many damn. Y'all gotta understand. Look. Let me tell you something. When I bind you, you bind it. Okay, and this person is looking for some money, probably for drugs. A spiritualist that's what I saw. I can see a drug habit, really bad street drug habit on some of these spiritualists. Look, I smoke cigarettes, I drink, I've smoked occasionally, marijuana back in the day. I ain't on no hard drug. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Them spiritualists that are on hard drugs, they get desperate, they get to tweaking. I need money right now. I need to get some crack or some powder or some pills or something. Go and do this. And then, now this is let's go back to the ex. Why in the hell would your ex rather keep you in bondage, try to stop you from living your life, than work on their own shit? Because they are demonically possessed and they're making the wrong decision. So what they'll do is they'll go around and threaten people and have all this vengeance. At the end of the day, they losing. You know why? Because they can't even sleep at night. Y'all, years ago when I was a baby witch, years ago, y'all, I was already generationally hexed. My mother had already hexed me. There was all kind of shit going on with my family. And I accidentally hexed my landlord. I didn't accidentally, I did it purposely. My life fell apart when I did that. I could not sleep. It was like 3 days in a row. I was up for 3 days. And I wasn't on no meth or nothing like that, or crack or anything like that. I just couldn't sleep because my consciousness. So this is why these people can't sleep. They're really, really kind of zany and zippy and wonky, like Willy Wonka. Yeah, they upside down. So people like that can't manifest nothing spiritually for you. They can lie to you, but they can't ever actually bring you back a man. They can't get you no man. So you guys can go to my website and look at my reviews and you guys will see that. Okay, let me see if I got it. Yep, I got it. When I get done with this, sweetie, I'll send you the booking link, okay? I'm gonna wrap up in a few minutes. Tell this demon to go to hell. And as a woman, you have to do it. You have to do it. Okay? I think I'm gonna watch Poltergeist tonight. I love that movie, the original one. When that nasty demon had got inside of her husband and it was acting crazy. And she said, I truly, she said, I no, this was part two, y'all. She said, I truly love you. Honestly, I do. And the demon had to come out of his body. Because love is what kills that demon. And if a woman don't have no love for you, you'll be possessed for years. You're not by her demons, because my spirits will possess a man and he ain't gonna never leave me. Not possessed, but sometimes it's just meant to be. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not it's meant to be for 1 year, 2 years, or 10 years, or the rest of the lifetime. It just is what it is. But she told him, she said, I love you. And that damn demon came out of him. That's a woman. That is your wife. Okay, not somebody that is gonna sit there and fall prey to that. And I'm gonna tell you something, a woman with no intuition is no woman at all. You couldn't possibly ever think that you're a woman if you're not following your intuition. Because like I said, if you're a woman that's doing this to a man, you really literally are screwing up your kids. And it will manifest within your children. Okay, trying to hold on and hold on and hold on and hold on forever. I know that I kept my children from their father, which was very necessary. I kept him from their father because he was messed up in the head. He was messed up in the spiritual head. Okay. So, now he has access to them, but he's strictly under my control when it comes to them kids. And even though he managed to do all kind of stuff, and my grandbaby will never be a mistake. Never. You, Jay. Uh huh. So no, hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm back. So, also another thing, a lot of people feel in bondage by the devil. The devil only controls you if you allow him to. We're talking about the biblical devil. Okay. So when the devil is doing something fake and presenting you with something that's fake, I wouldn't allow it to control me, which is the same thing that's in the media sometimes. It's fake, it's a fraud. That's why a lot of people keep their relationships out of social media. That's why there's a lot of people that will never know who I'm with ever again, because it ain't their business. Okay? People need to learn how to move on with their life. If you have spirits that are telling you, well, my ex can't move on because this is going to get messy and da 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 da. Well, if your ex is with a good man or a good woman, what is your problem? And I've seen many people place people under possession. And then also y'all got to understand that the mental breeding that was being done, This is why it's so sad when you see kids that are caught up with this. In fact, I think this is a sign that I need to go to Kansas City and get my own kids and say, up, let's go jump on a plane. Buy Frank fraud. Okay. So that sometimes spirit will give you a sign. Oh Lord, Lordy, Lord, Lord. Let me go on and fly all over here and do what I gotta do. And I ain't gonna bust no heads while I'm there because I do have a life and I ain't gotta do all that. Okay. So my generational curse in my family started with my grandmother and her ex-husband, which is why she went into the spirit realm at the age of 69 to assist me in this spiritual battle. Because my grandmother, she knew it when she was alive, but she's more powerful in the spirit realm where she is at. Okay. So that's why it's very important for you to talk to your ancestors. Hit that thumbs up, 12 people. I got 9 thumbs up and 12 in the chat. If you guys are in this kind of bondage, you can reach me at the link below. If it's somebody that you want to be with, or if you haven't met somebody but you're in bondage to the point where you're so oppressed that you can't leave the house, or if you're with somebody and your ex is attacking your new person, y'all know where to reach me. Okay. Now, sometimes it can be a double-edged sword because sometimes it can be on both sides. And so I handle both sides of the spectrum. Because my job is to bring twin flames together, not tear them apart. Okay, that's what spirit wants all of us to do, is to bring twin flames together. And if and look, a twin flame is a twin flame is a twin flame. You know that person belongs with you when you meet that person, and you feel it. It's an electricity that is between you. So you know who you love. And you guys can reach me if you need my assistance with this spiritual battle for the person that you love. First of all, you can't let that demon upset you. It's going to do all kind of stuff. I wouldn't let it upset me. And if you got an ex that's stalking you all over the place, I tell my new man, don't let it upset you. Sometimes you got to do work on them because they'll want to scare them off. Okay. Threats and threats of violence, and I'm going to kill you, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. I don't have any fear of my ex being able to do any harm to anybody in my life. So a lot of y'all women especially need to do like me and tell your ex to take his zombie ass on somewhere. And quit dressing up in drag and stuff. No, I'm joking, y'all. Yeah, those demons are making a mockery. They are making a mockery. Okay? So, yeah, they are. You know they are. You know they are. So, I can also teach you how to do the work yourself. If you are not, financially able to do it, then I can show you what to do. So I do have courses in witchcraft on the channel. If you're interested in this, you can either get a 30 or a 60-minute reading. Now, guys, look, if you are under an active curse, you need to get the consultation. Please do not contact me and ask me about witchcraft if I tell you about it or volunteer into it. But if you have a full-fledged hex on you and you under demonic attack, you got to give me some kind of, and my spirits will give me fair warning, but sometimes it'll clash with the already stuff that I got going on, and I'll have to deal with both at the same time. So just tell me and I'll say, hey, look, you need a consultation because you're under a hex right now, which I'm talking about an active hex. active. And you wouldn't believe what kind of hexes we got going on out there. And this is what I do. I remove them. Practitioners that do things like some of the ones that think they're in competition with me, those practitioners do not have the power to break a hex, because if they did, they would be able to remove the hex on themselves. Okay. I have removed a generational hex from myself and my parents. Okay. Now, I haven't done any work to bring me and my parents back together. That probably won't ever happen. But the point is that God will look at it as like you made a sacrifice, so you're good. You've repaid the sin of your father. And I've been done repaid that debt. So that's the whole point of us charging money, because the money is a sacrifice. Okay. That's the reason why doing free work on you, they can only convince you that it's working, but it's actually not. They just kind of help you cope with not actually obtaining the things that you want in life, and they help you cope with being unhappy. I'll put you in heaven where you're supposed to be, and not in a death way. We're already in the spirit realm. Now I'm in heaven. I'm going to be in extra, extra heaven when I get my lake house, but I'm in heaven. There's some people that are in hell. They're in the lower realm. Okay. Some people call it the matrix. Some people call it lower frequencies. Okay. So anyway, I got to go because I got a reading to do. Liberty Bowie, email me your phone number so that I can call you. Go ahead and do that now. I want to say this in closing. Real love is real love, and fake love is fake love, and learn how to decipher the two. And what you want to do is you want to choose the real. A practitioner that, because I just spoke with someone today, and I have her permission to talk kind of about it, because she's listening. I just did a reading on somebody today that has the same thing going on. Okay, just today. And, judging by what I've seen, oh, that's what it was. The practitioner that she went to just did love work. Well, love work is okay, but I would have advised her to do something else, because I would have been able to see what she did was she did love work, which ended up binding them together. And my client ended up having to come to me to get a cleanse because his ex had hexed him. So those demons were attacking her big time. So a practitioner that will just advise you, I'm gonna do love work on you. Either they don't know what they're doing, or they do know what they're doing and they don't care. Because you don't do that. That man needed a hex remover first. And that's why she was suffering. That's why she's still going through it right now, because he needs that hex removed from him. Okay. Whether or not it was put on him purposely or not, like I said, this was a practitioner that decided that, she was just going to, do the bidding of a demon, and nobody has to succumb to that. Okay. There's rituals for that. All right, y'all. So I will see y'all later. Love and light. Have a beautiful Friday. I hope that you guys enjoyed yesterday. Yesterday was the Lion's Gate. I didn't really talk about it too much because I was doing, oh God, I did so much damn magic last night. Okay. I did a lot. So we getting ready to come up on a full moon very soon. And you know what I need to do? I need to do full moon manifestation readings. What's going to manifest with the full moon? Those are going to be interesting. I'll try to do those a little bit later, but it'll have to be I'll do it sometime before the full moon. If you guys need to reach me for work, for rituals and spells that actually do work in real life, not just for some front and play on YouTube, then you guys know where to reach me. Okay. All right, cool. Have a good night, Melissa. Love and light.